Look, although there's a lot of football still to be played, and there's so much to look forward to in our football season still, in my eyes, this is what happens when we win some games. I start getting a bit excited. Probably will go horribly wrong now. No, it won't. It won't. No, I'm enjoying football, obviously. But what I'm saying is we've got a lot of things going on. But what it is as well in the background, on the horizon, is a summer transfer window looming, and it's going to be another big one for West Ham. A really big summer this year. I mean, there's so much uncertainty around this football club. Is our captain going to still be around? Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. Who's going to stay? Is Skamaka staying? Don't know. Is David Moyes staying? Don't know. Are the owners staying? Are we going to get a new owner? Who knows? There's so many question marks over this football club at the moment. ExWHUEmployee has provided quite an interesting update, though, on the transfer front. Now, you won't have, if you're not a Patreon, I don't want to keep going saying this, but honestly, it's so worth going on this. You get exclusive news, you get and the podcast. ExWHUEmployee is a man in the know. He provides a podcast every week, and he will talk. And in this section of his podcast, he will talk about what's going on at the football club. And one of the things he spoke about was our transfer strategy and way that West Ham are going to approach this summer. Music to my ears. This is, by the way, music to my ears. It's something I really like. It's nothing really new. It's just a change from what we've been doing. We're reverting back a little bit to a model that we used to use. So what the club are doing is I've got to make sure I make this very clear on here because I don't want to confuse anyone or say, oh, yeah, that's what you said. I've got to be very careful. What the club are going to do is they're going to seriously explore the championship market. Now, this is a model West Ham have used a lot in the past, and it's worked really well. It's endless, the list of players we've got from that league that have been really good. The most recent, Flynn Downs, one of our best signings. He's been bloody brilliant for us, West Ham. He's been really good. It's really solid. Not the best, but he's a good player and looks very good for the future. You've got Jared Bowen, Mikel Antonio. Aaron Cresswell. We've had so many players from that league that have come up and gone on to be serious and big players for West Ham. I love that method. Really love it. Now, X has said that although the club are looking abroad as well, we've obviously got scouts, etc., etc. I get the feeling he didn't say these words, X. So I'm going to kind of just paraphrase. I'm trying to read between the lines a little bit. I think the club feel like they've got their fingers burnt a little bit last summer. Not that the players haven't delivered, but I think they've got. The fact is, when you bring so many new players in, especially from abroad that haven't played the Premier League, you've got such a long bedding in period that effectively it's put us in a relegation battle. You could argue because, and let's be honest, it's probably a good argument really because you look at the likes of say Lucas Paqueta, the level he's playing at now is 10 times that of the player that started with us for the first period. Remember that game against Everton away? I don't know if you remember it. I can't remember the score top of my head, but Everton away and Paqueta, he was awful. He was giving the ball away. He kept thinking he had all this time in the world. They'd literally just get bashing him off the ball. Look at him now. He's like a completely different beast. So I think that the club look at this and think, we can't do this again. Because West Ham are going to spend money this summer. We could have to replace our captain. That could happen. I hope it doesn't have to happen, but it might happen. I don't want to talk about that. But all in all, if we're going to go out and spend, let's just say we sell Rice and then we want to buy another striker. It's a window. We have to buy another striker, surely. You know what I'm saying? If we had to buy some players, we've probably got to buy a new left back. All these bits and pieces we need to do. You don't want to then have another season where we go, oh, right, we've got 5 or 6 new players in. Oh, it's going to take them 9 months to settle down. We can't do that again. We can't keep doing this because it means we're going to be down the bottom again. So I think that the club are now recognising, do you know what we're finding? The championship players have pretty much make the step up quite well. Yes, there's a little bit of a transition, but it's not as much. And the reason I like the championship market, I really like it, is because the players are hungry. It's like a promotion at work, isn't it? That they've been given a new job. You're going to play in the Premier League. They really want to deliver. I think sometimes the players come abroad possibly don't really understand it as much. They don't quite get the enormity of what the step, playing in this league. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but that's how I feel. I certainly just think it's a good model. I'm not saying buy every player from the championship. I'm just saying the best ones that we can get our hands on. So, yeah, there's one element to this. So that's what I'm saying. So West Ham are going to be looking at players in the championship. Now, I've got some names. We have got some names. Alex Scott, who plays as a midfielder for Bristol City. Apparently he's a player that West Ham really admire and could well be looking at and going for. And the Coventry City striker, Victor Gores. Please, someone explain to me how you pronounce that name. I'm rubbish at pronouncing names. I probably should have practiced it before I did it. I didn't. I looked at it just then and thought, oh, God. I was almost going to skip over it. I was going to lie. I just didn't know the name. But no, I gave it a go. Coventry City striker. I think he's Swedish striker. He's I think he's actually got quite a lot of attention from everywhere this season. So apparently he's a player we're looking at. Max Aarons of Norwich and Pedro of Watford. These are players that we're looking at. I think Sarah of Watford we're looking at as well. So there's a few players West Ham are looking at. So I like that. I actually fills me a bit more joy. I don't want to go abroad with our players and spend all this money abroad with players we don't really know a lot about. I'm not saying I don't want to do it with any of them, but I don't want to, spend all our money with players. Let's be honest, the summer just gone, we bought in Paqueta, we bought in Kero, we bought in Skamaka, we bought in quite a few from abroad that were quite big players. A Gerd. That's a risky business when none of them have got played in the Premier League, all played in this level, and you do get a little bit worried about it. Whereas I kind of feel like with the Championship, you've got a bit more of a surefire thing going on. If they're playing very, very well at that level, you think, I think they're probably capable right this league. And it shouldn't take too long for them to settle. The other angle, before I wrap this video up, the other angle I wanted to talk about as well, which is very interesting from X, and I really like this, is that West Ham are looking at young players in academies that are ready to make the step up to Premier League level, but possibly haven't got the route there because of the clubs they play at. I'm talking about Manchester City, Chelsea, and Arsenal, I think are the three main ones that we're looking at their academies. Because let's be honest, if you're at a club like Manchester City, and let's just say you're a great left back, whatever, the chances of your route to playing, unless you're exceptionally good, unless you're a Phil Foden, it's very, very difficult to get given a chance because they don't have the luxury. They don't have the time. We don't have much luxury and time. And we're West Ham. Can you imagine what it's like at these clubs? They're just thinking you haven't got any hope. You know what I mean? You might as well move on. And I think West Ham are seeing that and recognising that and thinking this is a good market for us. This is what we should do. Go for the best academy players that are ready for the step up, but they're just not going to see a route. And we could just say to them, look, we'll pay for you. We'll have a decent fee. Get them over here. We'll give them Premier League. Get them up to the first team. And it will probably be more tempting for them, won't it? Because they'll think, well, I can go straight up. I've got more of a chance of making it at West Ham. So that's the update. It's quite exciting. I quite like it. I mean, at the moment, I'm not really thinking about the summer. I don't really want to think about the summer, actually, because we've got so much turmoil. It's going to be a stressful summer, I think. It's going to be so much going on at West Ham. Could be quite exciting as well, but it's not something I want to think about too much because we've got bigger fish to fry. We've got European trophy to win. We've got to... do you know what? It could happen. It really could happen. But, who knows?